Okay, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. Basically, what's going on with my truck is the headlight switch has seemed to malfunction. I have the automatic headlight switch, so the truck will turn the headlights on with the truck ignition. But basically what's going on right now is everything works when the truck is running and on. As far as my fog lights will work, I can just run the running lights with the fogs, I can run the low beams, all that stuff works. But the problem is when I go to turn the truck off, I can't turn my headlights off. They just stay on no matter what. So even if I turn it in the off position or the automatic position, they still want to stay on. And I know it's the switch because I've messed with the switch before and I've got it to turn off, but now I've gotten to the point where I can't even seem to turn them off. So let me show you guys what's going on and then we'll go from there. Okay, so right now you can see it's in the auto position and the lights are on. So obviously you can see the lights illuminated around this are on. The dash lights are all on. All the lights over here are all on. So everything's on right now and the truck is off. So everything's illuminated and you can see even this light here saying my lights are on. So it doesn't matter if I go over here and I turn it to off. I can play with the switch to my heart's content and the lights won't turn off. So it doesn't matter what I do. I can jiggle it, put it anywhere, the lights won't turn off. And then if I sit here and start the truck, we're over here in the auto setting and the lights are on, but if I turn it to off, my lights stay on. Doesn't matter where I turn them, the lights stay on. So we're in the off position right now and you look over here and my lights are on. Everything's on and I'm over here playing with the switch. And you can see if I play with the switch it can kind of do some funny stuff, but the lights are on no matter what I do. So I guess it could be worse. It could have failed in the opposite direction, but you can see I can actually mess with it a little bit. So there, I messed with the switch enough that I landed it in auto and all of a sudden now my lights are off. So I know it's a switch, but let's take this switch out. I'm gonna take it apart and see if we can't do something with the contacts and clean it up. That's what I'm gonna try before I order a new switch. So that's the purpose of today's video. I just want to show you the problem that I'm having in case you guys have this problem, but at the same time I want to take the switch out, show you guys how to take the switch out, and then maybe we can hopefully save this switch before we order a new one. Okay, so here we are with the switch. Basically you're going to take something like this. It's not going to damage any surfaces. There's no screws or anything to remove, but there's 4 clips, so you're going to have to get behind it. I found it difficult to get back here, so I just kind of messed with it for a second before I turn on the camera. So basically I found it easiest to push this, get in here, because this one seems to want to go up a little bit, enough to pop this corner out here. So we got this one out and now I can work my way around here, pop this side without throwing this tool across the room, and then pop this corner, and then we can work down here, pop this corner, and now we're out. So this is it. The wires are super tight in the back, but basically there's a little tab, push the button, release. So let's go ahead and take this apart. Let's see what's inside and see if we can't clean up the contacts or something like that. Okay, so here we are with the switch. So let's go ahead and remove, there's 4 Phillips screws on the back. And again, I've never taken one of these apart, but I'm willing to try my luck on it. And hopefully we can fix this, but who knows. Not the end of the world if we can't, but we'll give it a stab, see if we can save it. All the screws seem to be the same length, so I don't have to worry too much there. And it's spring loaded, so I'm guessing that's the contacts. Alright, so it's super simple looking inside. I don't see why we couldn't get this to work. Basically it's just the contacts and then those are spring loaded on it when it turns back and forth. So there doesn't really seem to be much that could go wrong. The only thing I could think of is maybe this grease that's in here is moving across the contacts. Even though it's not supposed to conduct, maybe it's somehow conducting some of these elements when it's not supposed to. Let's go ahead and wipe off some of this grease that are on the contacts, just for fun. See if there's anything underneath all this crap that we can see might have gone wrong. So it actually does say on here, so the switch in the middle is going to be for your fogs, of course, but they're actually labeled. I don't know if you guys can see this. I don't know if you can see that, but that says auto, that says off, that says park, and then the same thing on this side, auto, off, park. So those contacts are supposed to be made there, but I see a little bit of black on the trace. I don't know if I can maybe just clean some of this off. Maybe it'll work. So clean some of that off. See what happens if we clean any of this off. I think if anything, guys, my best bet to fixing this is if you look here and you see these three contacts here, I would assume that they should all be flat so that they can all sit at the same, obviously they're sitting on the same flat surface here, but for some reason these ones seem to be sitting lower and these ones are higher. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just put a little bit more tension on them. I'm going to bend these two up so that they're at least level with this one and maybe add a bit more tension. So it looks like maybe the switch is wearing, but maybe we can save it for the time being. So let's lift this one up to there. Let's do the same with this guy. Hopefully you guys can see this. So I'm just basically putting a bit more tension on these contacts so that hopefully they make better contact. Let's do the same with this side. Add some more tension to these guys. Do them one at a time so we don't get carried away here. Okay, so they all seem to be fairly level. Maybe this guy's got to go out a little bit. But I think that should pretty well be it. And what we'll do, just for fun, is there's some huge blobs of dielectrical grease, I'm assuming, over here. So these are obviously just shoved off from the factory. Let's add them over here. Just like so. I guess just smear it around with my finger. Same with this blob that I found. Smear that. Okay, so there's dielectrical grease on everything. Okay, so one more time, hopefully, just so you guys can see, just to recap. So I adjusted these pins so they're all level. They're sitting higher now, and the spacing between them seems even. So the gap in between, basically that I'm putting my fingernail between, is the same, and they all seem to be sitting equally high and flush. So that's my stab at fixing this. So let's put it back together. Seems to be more tension on it, which is good. We'll put these 4 screws back in. Okay. So the 4 screws are back in. That still works. Everything turns, but honestly now it seems a lot more tension on this, so I don't know if that'll fix it, but let's go ahead and give it a stab. So double check that these are all tight. Everything's pushed in good. Okay, let's go to the truck, plug this in and see what happens. Okay, so we're back to the truck. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this back in. So we're plugged back in. Let's see what happens when we turn the ignition on. Alright, let's get rid of that chiming. So I think it might work, guys. I'm not trying to play any games here, but the lights come on with the switch. Sorry, I'm trying to get that sunlight out of there, but lights are on. Lights are on. Turn to off. Lights go off. Turn to auto. Lights stay off. Turn to off. Lights stay off. Turn the lights on. Lights come on. Oh man, if I fixed it, that's gonna be ridiculous. Let's start it just for fun. So I think that might be it. You guys can see my tire pressure sensors are going off there in the dash, but other than that, lights are on. Those are just running lights, headlights, and lights turn off. Turn auto. They stay off, of course, because it's still daylight. Holy crap. So that's it. That's how easy it was to fix. Alright, well, I'm happy with that. Let's push this back in for now. Clip this into place, so you just push it, and it should just click in like so. And that's it. And let's go back to this. So fogs are on. If I push it in, my fogs turn off. And turn it off. Lights turn off. Let's see if I can get a better light without sunlight. So you guys can see it's off. Running lights. Lights come on. Headlights. Running lights. Off. They turn off. Auto. They stay off. So that's it, guys. Apparently that fixed it. So I'm pretty shocked. That thing is like, I think something stupid like 80 or 100 bucks. So if that fixes it, Dodge is gonna hate me for that one, but that's how you fix it, I guess, guys. I'll keep you posted on whether it breaks or not again, but I know that people have had to replace those things, so it's as easy as taking out those 4 screws. Once you remove those 4 screws, basically just clean off all the dielectrical grease that's on it, clean off all that crap, and then bend those basically prongs up, those contacts, just so you put a bit more pressure on the contacts, and that's it. And I didn't even have to buy more dielectrical grease. There's a bunch in the corner that you can basically borrow that's been pushed off to the side from the other contacts. So you guys saw that I stole those 2 blobs of dielectrical grease, put them on the other contacts, and away we go. So seems to be working. I don't see why it won't continue to work, but let's try it again. Auto, off, running lights, headlights. Yeah, it's working. Fog lights on, fog lights off when I push it off and on. Yeah, off and auto. Okay, awesome, guys. I'm pumped on that one. That one was one of the coolest, cheapest things I've had to do to this truck to fix a problem. So if you like this video, if it helped you, please give me a thumbs up, because that helps me, motivates me to keep going on all these things and help you guys out. So give it a thumbs up and subscribe for the next video to be informed on all these videos that keep coming out. Okay, take care, guys.